Oh, we still haven't gotten a soundboard together. I'd put my cats in a soundboard.
Beer, 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 beer. That's basically how it would be, right?
Shit.
Somebody did buy our company in lumens. Yes, it was actually the lumens company that bought our company.
Yeah, they printed some of their own money, and then we gave them our company for some of their own money that they printed. Correct. I mean, the nice thing is like I've got like a car payment out of it. Like,
Yeah,
as you know,
yeah, we are bizarre beneficiaries of. It's like one of those like kind of like Tarantino derivative movies where like everybody dies in it, but then like the hapless like everyman beta protagonist like ends up with like a small pittance that he can go and like pay his rent with. That is us in this story.
yeah, that's about right.
What's up, man? How was your weekend?
It was great. It was great. I was driving up the coast, so kind of just staring at Highway 1, which is a great time.
Where'd you go? Up the coast?
Kind of near Mendocino.
I went to Sea Ranch. I don't know if you drove past that.
Oh, I did, yeah. But is that a whole city and a resort? Sea Ranch is weird.
It's weird. The city is called Gualala. That's right next to it. It's more like a town.
Mm-hmm.
And Sea Ranch are all like the kind of planned developments. It feels a little bit like driving through Hawaii. If you
That's not that bad though.
No.
I like Hawaii.
Yeah, I like Hawaii too. Well, what I mean by that is like Hawaii has all these like planned neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm making that comparison. I think I'm just thinking of very specifically Princeville in Kauai.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
that like, yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. That's cool. Damn. Was it fun?
Sea Ranch is
there?
great. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't do anything. I mean, I went on a couple of hikes for like an hour, but mostly we like stayed in our rental and cooked food and watched Star Trek DS9.
Boy, what a great choice that
It
is.
was amazing. I really enjoyed it.
Gosh, still my favorite TV show ever. How far are you into that?
We are about halfway through season 6, so coming close to the end.
Okay, yeah.
And it
You've
just
seen
keeps getting better and better and better.
Yeah, you've seen it before, right?
I have, but it's been about 10 years.
Okay, it does keep getting better and better and better.
And I had forgotten a lot about it because I didn't watch DS9 nearly as much as I watched like The Next Generation. I've seen The Next Generation. I've probably seen each episode like 6 times. Like I've seen The Next Generation a lot.
Yeah.
And if you go from watching DS9 back to The Next Generation,
It looks cheap.
TNG is like, yeah, it's almost unwatchable. But it's got its own charm once you settle back into the different temperature of the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just two different moods for two different times a day. But
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I was very excited to see that they're bringing. I mean, I'm tired of the revival where we mine nostalgia for everything, but I was very excited to see Q coming back to the new Picard show.
Oh, yeah.
I'll watch that guy do anything.
It's funny because like I don't think any of the new Star Trek shows are any good. I haven't actually seen Picard, but I have it on good authority that it's not very good. Yeah.
It's not. Did you watch the weird animated one? Because that is really funny.
I didn't know. I think
Okay.
we talked about this already. But
It's like the one good thing they've done so far. Yeah.
right, Lower Decks, right? And I think we talked about this already, but like I think that the best Star Trek show was actually the Orville, which was Seth MacFarlane's like spoof show, which actually like he enjoyed it. I think he was enough of a TNG fan that even his spoof was like a very, very loving tribute to like what made the original series really good.
I should actually watch that. Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah.
I like avoid his media sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but if he did that good, that's okay.
Yeah. I know what you mean. He's a little bit
Something.
not quite sure where he's coming from. Yeah. He was a Bernie guy in 2016. I don't know if you know that.
I mean, like he's clearly like liberal. I don't know. He's like that internet edgelord guy to me, and I'm like,
Yeah, fair enough.
Never that into it.
Fair enough.
Which is too bad because I think some of his shit has actually kind of ended up funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's fun. I'm glad you're watching that. Every time you tell me about this, I want to rewatch it too. So
DS9. Yeah.
yeah.
I think the reason why I haven't watched as much is that I think it's much more of a commitment. You want to keep watching it, and there's so much continuity. The episodes kind of bleed into each other. It was kind of ahead of its time in that regard.
Yep. Yeah, that and Babylon 5 are kind of like on the same wavelength for the exact same years, which is really interesting.
I think the
other one's hard to watch though.
Is Babylon 5 not good?
Oh, it's I think it's better. Okay. But the weird, they were like, what if we made all the effects in a computer and it looks really terrible?
Okay, yeah. I'll believe that it's better. I think that DS9 was directly inspired by Babylon 5. I think it was one of those Hollywood things where they heard about it and they're like, well, that's a great idea. We'll steal it.
Yeah. Just like, and there's some phenomenon for that, but like, that happens all the time, right? There was like 2 asteroid movies and 2 tornado movies.
That's right.
That shit's really weird. 2 volcano movies. I don't get it.
2 CGI movies about insects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's extra strange is that you have to start those like 3 years in advance to line up your projects to come out the same month, and yet they do it.
Do you think that there's some kind of like media oracle that everyone like buys a subscription to? You know, like a Gartner's, but for like for like the zeitgeist, and it's like everyone will love the color green and military movies. You know, like
what is it that gum you like will come back in style? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, good question. But I think it's exactly that. Yeah, you should watch that, but maybe not immediately after, because it'll be way too similar.
Okay.
Gosh, what are we doing today? Every time it's like a week off, I forget what's next, what's going on.
Well,
sweet particles.
Yeah, well, we've got particles. They looked good. I'm switching to development view now.
Yeah, bring it on. It's just dog party over here.
Maybe it's time to get alternative weapons in the game.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
It'll, we'll actually want to use different emitters for some of that stuff probably. So That sounds pretty good. Do we want to figure out why our particle mirror is doing corner cutting real quick?
Yeah, we could do that. It's a little bit of a weird, interesting mystery.
Yeah, I wonder, let's see. It's not the spread, it's the position offset, right? Oh, weird. Can I not zoom out that much anymore? Maybe not.
You should be able to.
I'm at my maximum zoom, but I can make this bigger. Making this bigger is part of the solution.
Okay.
I was gonna say, if I put this to 2, I guess, do we get a cube or do we get a sphere out of this? Is my main question.
I think it should be a cube.
I think so too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sure looks like it.
Yep.
Weird. Well, all right. Yeah, if there's not an obvious weirdness, maybe let's still get some weapons and we can. That
could be the spread is affecting it somehow.
Spread. If I spread this in, cube shape.
I mean, the origin should still be in a cube.
Yeah.
I think the spread just affects their orientation, right?
I think that's right. Let me load up our emitter. Emitter. I just pop the falling leaves emitter in here. Oops.
It might be difficult because I think this.
Yeah, I was gonna just bring the position offset into like a small version.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I guess I wonder if it's that since it's directional with that spread that we lose like some edges, but that seems. I mean, I guess there's nothing obvious to see in that shape. That's really weird.
-32 is the extrema, right? It's 32 by 32 or 64 by 64.
Well, yeah, and like it makes it to this edge over here. In fact, it goes past it. Yeah, but then when you get down to this corner...
Doesn't it look like a weird diamond shape?
Oh, wow, it does look like a diamond. Oh, are we rotated by a quarter of a circle? Are we 45 degrees off on this? It sure looks that way.
It's possible.
That would be weird.
It would be very weird.
Leaves. We don't have there's no orientation built into this anymore.
Yeah. Oh, there is an orientation. Oh,
there is.
That makes sense.
Cool, great.
Well, that was to actually make it so that they were pointing in a particular direction, right?
That's correct, but that does rotate the cube, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because now it's on everything. Okay, well, that mystery feels solved at least.
Yeah, it does.
Cool. I'm just gonna leave that as it is then.
Yeah, I think we can just compensate by making it wider.
Oh, that too. Cool.
It would have to be significantly wider, though, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll leave that in. We'll come back to it. We know what's going on, so
Yeah.
no real mystery. I don't want to make it wider because I do like the density we have, and then it's a whole different tuning problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if we're talking about alternate weapons, let's see. Do we still have the? Oh, it's probably in a different browser. Do you have the weapons doc handy in the live channel?
I'll dig it out.
Okay. I guess I was just gonna avoid opening my actual browser, but I can do that too. I'm trying to keep stream and non-stream browsers segmented. I don't know why. No real reason.
Here it is in the live channel.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, so these suckers down here. So standard shell, which we basically have.
Yeah. In fact, the standard shell even has some knockback that we originally didn't design into it, but I think it's fine. Or low knockback.
It has. I think it has some kick, which is the surprising part. Yeah. I would be down taking kick off of this one. It kind of changed the feel when you're running around and driving.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this thing doesn't need kick. God, sorry. I'm driving really fast and I realize that's probably just horrible on the stream.
No, it looks fine. Or at least it looks fine on Zoom.
If it looks good on Zoom, yeah, it actually does look pretty good on the stream. Okay. So let's see. So we've got automatic triggering. What was the thought for shotgun triggering?
You can't hold down. You can't hold it down.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like semi-auto.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what.
One click per shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blast radius.
Or non-automatic. Maybe that's what.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, how do you feel about this could be non-automatic multiple projectiles sort of in a cone and that are much shorter range and faster? Let's try that.
Okay.
I think that feels like it sort of tweaks a bunch of interesting knobs. What you thinking?
I think I'd rather do a simpler weapon.
Yeah.
I don't know if a spread would work in the game. I guess I'm thinking too far ahead. Anything works, really.
I was trying to think. I was thinking of how that would work. I was thinking just do multiple bullets.
Right. Yeah, you could totally do that. Yeah,
we'll do. I was going to do it as cheaply as possible because we don't really have or it's a big bullet, but that could be weird if it hits something.
Oh, you're talking about because we don't have the models for it. Is that what you're worried about?
Oh no, we can make models. No, I was thinking the big bullet has a problem where it could half hit a tree and some of it could keep going, and you don't want to take away the entire shot at the first impact of a large projectile. Mm-hmm. in that case. I think we should just give it a shot. What do you think? Is there one that seems simpler to you? I guess maybe Rocket is a little simpler. It's kind of just doing the bullet.
Rocket would be really fun.
Okay, let's do Rocket.
What makes Rocket interesting is that it might tunnel, because I want it to go really fast after a certain point. But I love the idea of basically a bullet that starts off slowly but then accelerates.
Cool. Yeah, I think that sounds really great. Let's see what that's going to take for us. So I assume we will be deeply in the shooter system today. And then probably a bunch in the bullet system too. Oh, not the builder system.
Yeah.
And this is really interesting because the bullet system actually is just shooting things forward, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
The bullet system manages our current bullets. Yes.
Which could get some more parameters to make this happen. Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that feels like a good system. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to turn the...
Was that your cat?
That was my cat, yeah.
That's an awesome cat.
She makes a really good meow. Yeah. See?
Yes.
So, yeah, I can't acknowledge her. I'll keep doing it. I don't want to take away the current bullet. I want to keep the ability to swap back and forth. Because if we just update the whole thing, that doesn't count as two weapons.
The bullet. What does the bullet system currently do? Is it move the bullet?
It's just moving the bullet. Yeah.
Yeah.
As say, if we go into the player entity, and we have the shooter. So I wonder if the shooter should actually have a type of bullet that it creates, maybe. And in fact, there's a whole make bullet function here, so that's cool. That's
yeah, and then like the bullet maybe it has like a mode flag on it or something like that, where we can switch off of that and change the physics based on that mode, right?
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking the bullet component. It's like we could create these with just params to the bullet component, which actually could have like acceleration and lifespan and all that stuff baked in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's what you're thinking, right? Something along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Acceleration is a Vec 3 for us. I mean, I guess it's a Vec 2.
Yeah, it's a Vec 2 until we
change
the
it.
whole thing Vec 3. Yeah.
We're gonna do that, aren't we? At some point, probably.
Yeah, we probably should. At least if we do. I don't know. It's actually okay for now that we don't. But there are some weird spots where we have to like convert from 2D to 3D.
Yeah. Cool. So acceleration by default is going to be 0. Maybe there's an initial velocity as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just a number. I'm trying. Yeah, I just want to get
initial
everything.
Speed, then.
Initial speed. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you. I want to get everything that we've got sort of in here into parameters so we can swap back and forth.
And then that means acceleration should also be a number.
Oh yeah, that's great. Right, because this is all based on origin, and we must shoot these out with an orientation. Yeah, we totally do. Cool. Oh, they have a transform. Duh. Beta acceleration. Beta initial speed. Okay, sweet. So if this, let's see, we have the bullet component. So this is actually going to be bullet.
Do you think that it's better to parameterize every single bullet with these values, or should we maybe just set an enum and
do switches?
And then do switches, because we're probably not going to have like an infinite variety of bullets, although we might. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
I guess I was thinking doing it parametrically is nice so that we can combine things more easily. I feel like it lets us sort of build towards this matrix of options.
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, are you going to have bullets with like acceleration 1, bullets with acceleration 1.5? Are you going to have like a continuous spectrum of accelerations, or are you just going to have 10 different accelerations?
That's a good question.
10 different weapons. And I think the answer to that question maybe leads to different ways of doing things.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because
Is
the
there
origin certainly will be different for every bullet, right?
Yep,
The range is one of those things where it's probably constant for per type of bullet.
per type. Yeah,
Yeah. So I think we're kind of like half in one world, half in the other right now, right?
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Because we didn't parameterize the speed up front.
that's true.
Yeah.
Then yeah, let's try that then. So you're thinking enum bullet type, and this is just standard rocket.
Yeah. And like I think there may come a time where we're like, oh, actually, you shoot 50 rockets and they all have like slightly different accelerations because we want to achieve a particular effect. And at that point, then we're like, oh, maybe we actually should parameterize it, right?
Maybe, and then at that point also it could, like, maybe those could be per, I don't know, is that one bullet with like sub objects? I can think of a lot of ways to make that happen, but I do agree that getting this in enum is going to be a nice, easy way to start. Yeah. So then type it just becomes bullet type dot standard for these, and we'll work from there.
Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, let's drop range.
You can do b dot type, I think, on line 30.
Oh, thank you. Forgot about clone. And yeah, then let's get this out of here. Oops. Sometimes the floating video controls come back, and I don't know why.
It's the death of me.
What? Like,
it's like might be
happening?
the worst part about the Zoom experience, which is actually saying a lot because Zoom is good.
Yeah, that's quite the claim you're making, but I think you might be right. Okay, back to that.
Nice.
So yeah, that seems good. New pauses. We get the transform, we get the bullet, and then we'll do a switch on bullet.type. Bullet. Oh, I should export bullet type, shouldn't I? Might need that. Standard case bullet type dot rocket. Cool. I'm digging it. Sweet. And then we'll just do the same thing here.
Oh, but I just thought of something.
Yeah.
The velocity of the bullet is going to change over time, and we probably do need to know it per entity, right?
The velocity, right? Because
it's accelerating.
Acceleration will apply to that. Okay, but is that? Yeah, is that like that could be optional? Some types could use it, some types could not.
Yeah.
Basically. Cool.
So, or should we call it the speed?
Yes.
And then we can do the orient. We can just accelerate it along a single dimension, and then, you know what I'm saying, right? Like
yeah.
Rotate that.
How do you feel about current speed?
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I like that because it's optional. We can keep it around. I think you're right. We definitely have to keep track of that one.
Yeah. Current speed maybe is not a constructor set value. It's something that like the processing will handle, something like that.
Yep. Yep, that sounds right. New cause.
Or cool. Make bullet sets it or something like that.
Yeah, if it starts out with one, yeah, or if it accumulates. And then for rocket, that's actually gonna be one. So let's. I'm gonna define a new value here too.
You know, it's funny. I think what most game engines do is actually an even deeper extrapolation of the path that you originally went, which is to put the acceleration on every single object.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it's like a transform. Yeah.
It's a little bit like that, but what they go even further and they say like, it's not just bullets that have these properties. It's any rigid body in the physics world, right? Has an acceleration on it, has a velocity on it, if that makes sense.
Yep, that sounds right. I think that I'm down with your big switch statement approach too, because it's really easy to convert from this to the other one.
Yeah. Hey Dean, what's up?
Hey, it's Dean.
Yeah.
Hey, how'd you do chat on here last time? Did you go to?
I went to Jeff. I went to twitch.tv/Jeff and Dom, I narrowed the window and I dragged it over. I dragged it like halfway off screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. Hey, Dean. Yeah, that'll do.
That's our elite streamer setup right there.
We are programmers.
It almost makes me want to like go on a huge tangent and make like a always on top transparent background overlay for macOS. And that would probably take me 6 months to write.
There's like a built-in window mode for that. You can do it. Yeah, because there are some things.
Are we gonna rewrite the game in Swift? Is that what?
No, please no. But I think always on top is like, it's like an option that a lot of apps use, and it's really easy to do.
From a programming perspective.
From like a Swift perspective, yeah.
Okay.
From a I would like macOS to put this on top of everything.
Yeah.
Is there like a Twitch Mac app? Can we just like use an app?
Maybe.
There's Twitch Studio. Wait, there's a Twitch app. What the hell does this thing do?
Well, it's got all your favorite communities, friends, and games in one place.
Ugh.
What could it possibly be? Is it just the website in an Electron app?
I bet it is. Yeah. Yeah.
The problem is, whenever I search for the overlay, it's for OBS specifically.
And the extensions are like compiled into Windows binaries, right? Oh, but
What do the streamers do?
I think the streamers use Windows. That's my guess. I bet they use 2 monitors. That's probably even.
They have another monitor that has the chat going on, right?
Even more likely, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my guess. That's fine.
It doesn't help you because I think you could have a second monitor as well, but your eyes are like locked onto the screen doing your programming. You're like crash override hacking into the bank.
Damn right. Well, and also I want the chat to be in the video log as part of it. I want this to happen.
I could do that from the OBS side.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, let's figure that out for our OBS setup for next time.
I'm gonna be like clicking on it in the background as you type.
Okay, I do have the stream on another laptop here, so I'll let you know if it gets busted.
It's very easy for me to bust my own OBS though. For example, OBS has its own like weird, like idiosyncratic window snapping behavior because it like re-implements its own little window system inside of OBS.
Oh yeah,
because they're hackers like that.
Yeah. Well, you're brave for doing it live, so please don't break everything. But also do what you're gonna do.
Well, I can add another video source, right? I can add like an image slideshow.
Uh-huh. I
can do grouping. The best time to play with this stuff is while we're on stream, right?
100%. All right. Meanwhile. Meanwhile. Yeah, this works. Okay. I was doing speeds. Bullets, not type. Yeah, I'm trying to put our speeds into an array. Yeah. Or into a record, rather. I'm trying to use records.
What's interesting is that probably both of these types work the same way. So you could even put the radial translation computation outside of the switch. That may not last for that long, but I'm guessing both standard and rocket will... Whatever. Keep it how it is.
Yeah.
The fact that they're similar right now is totally accidental.
I think it's I'm not convinced.
Yes.
But I'm prepared to be.
I love your record here.
I'm doing it. Yeah. Record is great. So this one accelerates at what is it? Tile size over 3. That's 1/3 of a tile every second. I have trouble conceiving of acceleration. We'll try something small like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but it might work. And I do see what you were saying about this because I think this is, well,
the rocket is the current speed, right?
Right. The rocket needs to be bullet.current speed. And maybe we'll do const current speed equals bullet dot current speed or speed dot whoa speed bullet dot type. Unexpected.
Use question mark, not or.
Oh, thank you. Cool. And then we increment, we do current speed plus acceleration of bullet.type times dt.
Yeah, it's plus equals.
Plus equals, yep.
I am curious. Oh, we actually probably want to write it back into. We probably want to write it back into the bullet as well.
That's correct. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
And then we have a choice on whether or not we want to get into the habit of doing Euler integration the correct way or the not correct way. We did it the not correct way for particles because it was easier.
Okay.
But Euler integration for the correct way is that the change to the current speed is correct, but the displacement that we actually experience is actually the original current speed times dt plus 1/2 of the acceleration times dt squared. Does that make sense?
Current speed plus 1/2 of the acceleration times dt squared. 5 times. Do I have power of 2? No, I have to do math.pow. I'm gonna do it though.
I would just do dt times dt.
Yeah, okay. It is actually shorter. Is that correct?
And the new speed would be, for line 40, you can just do bullet.current speed equals.
Gotcha. This is okay. So we are caching this value. Why?
Well, we actually have to we have to update the velocity for the next frame. So line 40, I would actually say maybe you can go below. Position, and then it overwrites bullet.current speed rather than putting it into a
totally.
Temporary.
I guess the question is, why are we not storing this value? And that's the incorrect Euler integration part you were talking about.
Oh, I mean, we could.
Is that better?
It's constant for the rocket type, right? Well, assuming that dt is the same every frame, which we don't assume right now. I mean, it is, but we pass it in, right?
Gotcha. Okay. So this is actually going to be bullets, update ID, and current speed is... Okay.
Fancy.
All right, so that is that. Let's see, I guess our rockets, I mean, we can start messing with these numbers now too, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
What is there anything else we have to do for this right now? I don't think so. Our shooter maybe does different stuff based on the type as well for trigger behavior.
Let's try shooting the rocket right now and seeing what the ballistics look like.
I think you are correct.
Oh, and you know what'd be cool with the rocket is if you put an emitter on the back of the rocket.
Oh shit, we can put an emitter on the... Yeah. That emitter needs to know the position. Yeah, wait, hang on.
So that's like new technology.
Yeah. It's getting dark up here. I thought it was summer and we weren't supposed to have any more dark before 9 p.m. But that's not the case.
Are there clouds? Looks a little bit overcast.
Maybe. I think the sun's just going down. I forgot to turn the lights on. Maybe because it was too bright earlier. Okay, so when we... All right, here's where it gets make bullet. Let's see. make bullet takes this, and then the bullet takes position. Oh, and this needs to take a type. Okay. Type, bullet type. What is this? Oh, you're just angry you're not used. Great. And let's do bullet type dot. I guess I could have done this. I could have done this in a much easier way. I could have just. Nope.
And then we might want to have a maximum speed. What do you think on the?
Probably so, because that's sort of how they operate, right?
It just depends if did it just like, oh yes, is it getting faster?
Oh yeah, it's speeding up. And what's great is that they have a range, not a lifespan.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of identical, right? Since the ranges are constant. This is actually super cool.
Yeah, I don't hate this at all. sort of a school of fish going on here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to turn that number up.
Do you like the idea of a rocket that actually has... Do you know what I mean if I say ADSR?
I do not. ADSR.
On a synthesizer or any kind of electronic instrument, there's a notion of an envelope, which an envelope really is just a value. It's just a graph. It's a two-dimensional graph, and with the x-axis being time. And typically what happens is there's just 4 points, A, D, S, and R. And when you actually do when a MIDI note gets read, the instrument, so the synthesizer, can interpret the basically the amplitude of the signal based on how long you've been pressing it. And attack is basically how long you wait before you get to full volume. And if the attack is really slow, it sounds like a pad, like a synth pad, where you press the key down and the volume doesn't really come up really quickly.
Interesting.
But if attack is really, really fast, that means that it reaches full volume very, very quickly. So it's more percussive that way.
Huh.
And then, yeah, sorry.
Oh, Dean put a description of envelope in chat too. The curve made by blowing on a pipe instrument or plucking a string. That's interesting.
Yeah. This isn't a perfect analog, but a lot of things that have feel, this tends to be a good way of describing the feel of a sound.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think about the rocket, it's almost as if there is a certain amount of time where it's not even moving forward at all. Maybe it's just perfectly modelable by having a constant acceleration, and that's the end of the story. But what would be a cool weapon is if you shot a rocket out and it kind of just floated there for a second, and then just suddenly shot off, something like that.
I know what you're talking about, because there's that physicsy move where it stays in place in midair as its acceleration is going, then accelerates off and then hits that max speed. Yeah. Dean says you could model that motion as a spring. Interesting.
Yeah.
As a spring. Oops.
Yeah.
Well, this is cool. Okay.
The spring would have kind of, I'm not 100% sure. Springs I think of as having almost like a sine wave motion when you graph the displacement. But anyways, let's try increasing the acceleration and see what happens.
Okay. What is our unit here?
Our acceleration is tiles per second per second.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it's gonna
That's 10x it, right?
It's gonna be a lot faster than that. Yeah, okay, I should go straight to
times 10, maybe.
Yeah, why mess around?
That's pretty good, right?
That looks pretty cool. Yeah. The starting at 0 is nice.
Maybe let's try times 20.
Yeah, you got it. I do like the notion. That just feels like a bullet.
Okay.
I like the notion a lot of modeling something like this. Yeah. I'd be curious to see what this.
It's a lot harder to do.
Yeah, I'm curious what this spring. I see what sort of. It's sort of like maybe the suggestion model is a spring is that like it's a spring attached to the endpoint. Like it's attached to spring over here, and it's like pulling back from being held statically, but only one direction. I don't know. I'm not very good with spring physics. This looks cool. And yeah, this needs to be.
I mean, you probably want the rocket to be faster than a regular bullet after a certain point. And I think a really satisfying rocket, I guess I'm getting a little bit ahead of us, but like a really satisfying rocket would probably move fast enough that we'd have to actually do hit detection differently. Because it would probably go so fast that it would tunnel at a certain point. Or maybe the way we could do hit detection after when a rocket basically reaches like its like rocket phase, wouldn't it be cool if at that point hit detection was just a line? Like, it was just like if you're like on a particular line,
like a straight line. Oh, interesting. Yeah. I was trying to see how different the bullets feel. Not a lot yet, which is interesting.
Yeah, right. Do we want to model a bullet switching so it's easy for you to have a reference point?
That might be helpful. Yeah. Yep. Fair enough. I think I'm kind of seeing what you got at here because I actually want it. I want like the very slow acceleration to start, and then I do want it to ramp up super fast, and it's really hard to model that with a single number.
Right. I think basically what we'd be getting towards is a state machine. If we wanted to model like something complicated.
Yeah. I wonder if it's worth. I mean, we are doing numbers, but I wonder if we could do something like frame count, different accelerations for different frame counters or something. And just like during the lifespan of this thing, you're doing that. And then half a second in, you switch to this acceleration. Mm-hmm. Is that a useful format?
That's also, I think a state machine can be expressed
kind of like
as
this,
exactly like what you're talking about.
Yeah, let me pop switch in here, but I kind of like that style, and I think that does make sense. Especially, yeah, I'm sure we will have so many other strange kinds of things we'll do that actually might be helpful.
Yeah, the other way that you could model this is not have the accelerations in a table and just have a switch inside your rocket clause in the physics part.
Oh, right. in the bullet system, you mean?
Yeah, you just basically saying if the lifetime is less than a certain amount, then the acceleration is this. If the lifetime is less than the next higher amount, the acceleration is this. If the lifetime is
yeah, we're gonna need some more information on the bullet. Do we need to know like the frame it was created on for Make Bullet?
Yeah, the one way we could do that is we could have a lifetime on it that starts off at 0 and just add DT to it every frame. That might be a thing we could do.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then actually we can coordinate that against that works really well against the storing the frame number in there because that is just DT essentially. Cool. Lifetime is a number. Yeah, and lifetime just starts at 0. Time be a lifetime. Cool. Gosh, our bullets are going to get... This is going to be a lot more complicated for copying these around, but I think it's worth it.
I think it's totally worth it, yeah. We have almost no state in the game right now. It's going to get really gnarly by the end of it. Yeah, all of these like time-oriented Like
Yep.
we're going to have systems that deal with components that change their behavior over time or based on like reacting to things. And so it's going to get complicated.
Yeah.
At a certain point, if it gets too complicated, it may even merit just making a rocket a different kind of component, right? Like it may get to that point.
Well, lifetime is nice actually, because we can just we don't have to update the standard bolt lifetime. We don't care, but this one triggers an update for every frame of the rocket. So different things will have different side effects.
Right.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to the player input system and put some switching in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm just gonna say switch weapon is key Q, and we'll just make it a pure cycle right now.
Okay.
Basic. It's kind of handle. No, it's not handle attack input. I guess we don't really have one of these yet. It was like stuff that would have been like the builder mode, but
yeah.
I think we took the builder stuff out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had a handle builder input. Like all those extra functions are only there just to basically keep this function smaller, but you could just inline it in this if you didn't want to like figure out a name for this new thing, right?
I don't. So sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yep. It's pretty easy. Is it held keys or up keys? Probably up keys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keyboard dot up. Is that in here?
Press keys? What is it? Oh, maybe we don't even model it. Can we go to the keyboard class?
Yeah, let's do that.
Up keys. Okay.
Totally is. I wonder if we don't have the keyboard. I was on the wrong variable. It's client.keyboard.
Keyboard.updog.
Dot has and then
didn't take the bait, huh?
a state machine for physics, says Dean. Yep. Dot switch weapon. Oh gosh. Okay, and then
I think we create a new client event.
Well, it's that our client message actually just has this one type now, right? We haven't really done this stuff since it was changed, or since we moved to 3D and dropped the builder and stuff. I wonder.
Oh, I think what happened is we ended up bundling it all into one thing. So maybe we can just have a Boolean that's like change weapon.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking this is what gets into the server, and this is not relevant. This is a frame event, kinda.
It is relevant to the server, because the server needs to know what weapon you have currently selected, right?
It doesn't, because you're going to be sending it make bullet events with a bullet type. Does the server need to know? I guess
you don't like the only thing the server knows is input.
Oh, never mind. Yep. That is a great point. Okay, so weapon type.
It's more that we're sending a change weapon, switch weapon. Yeah.
I like change weapon.
Which is Boolean at this point,
yep,
right?
Yep. Great point. Cool. Honestly, this whole thing gets in line then. Change weapon is that. Cool. Okay, and then let's see on our so many open editors.
I think I got rid of the open editors floppy thing.
Can I get rid of this open editors?
I feel like I haven't seen that in a while, so I might have gotten rid of it.
Did I get rid of it over? Goodbye.
It's not very useful, right? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, they're all up here. No one needs them over here.
What is timeline?
I don't know. It's gone.
You're not
it's
even
gone. Yeah. It's all gone.
Yeah. All right.
It's a huge improvement.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so then does our player entity need to know what its current bullet type is, basically?
Yeah, I guess it's a new component called like
Or is it the shooter? I think it's the shooter.
it can be the shooter. Yeah, the shooter really is the player shooter, right?
Yeah, because we look into the message. We look into it for attack messages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. So then the shooter system has a shooter component, and this is weapon type, and this is bullet type. It's a bullet type. So maybe this should actually be called bullet type. Though, well, maybe we'll just rename that later.
Okay.
Bullet type always starts as bullet type dot standard. I was thinking that bullet type and actually like the weapon type is sort of includes like firing modes and that sort of stuff that's not really captured in this name.
Yeah, it's a subtle difference. If you ever had a weapon that had multiple different bullet types, then that's when you want to like separate the two.
Yeah, exactly. Enter the Gungeon where I'm sure there's a gun that shoots other guns that shoot other bullets or something.
Right.
Weird fucking game.
Guns that shoot guns.
I mean, that thing just has so much strange stuff in it. It's really delightful.
I haven't gotten too deeply into it.
Me either. I looked online at some of the things, and they were all really funny.
Yeah.
Okay, it's bullet type. And then in the... Oh, actually, this is probably... We probably call make bullet in here, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Sweet. And this is... type is shooter dot bullet type. All right, so over here, yeah, now we're talking. Type is a bullet type. What do you? Oh, fine. This is great. Let's just type. What?
Just Dean is asking about the Dogecoin run today.
Oh my gosh, it's up to a quarter, isn't it?
A run? Doesn't that mean that people are selling? Or oh my god.
Dude, I don't even know. Is this all because of us? Because of the game?
Oh my! I think it's Coinbase.
Fucking Coinbase.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm with Dean. This is
which is kind of ridiculous because I think Coinbase's stock price is purely determined by the price of Bitcoin, right? It's like this weird Ouroboros self-cannibalizing speculation cycle.
Yeah, I saw
hype feeds hype, right?
I saw the people were like, you can use the Coinbase stock to bet on Bitcoin with US dollars, and I was like, it's the dumbest reason.
Yeah. How's XLM doing?
That's a great question.
Perversely curious.
Hey man, this is the only one that matters.
So I have it's true. We both, you and I both have a bizarre
strong
interest in.
Holy shit! 1 week's doing us good.
Well, what's the 1 year curve look like?
Pretty sick, I think. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is why we got a nice check this year.
You know, it's entirely possible that like cryptocurrency is just here to stay, and the one day that someone hacks it, it's all going to come tumbling down. Yeah.
That'd be really funny, frankly. Wow. Okay. Shit, crypto's doing really well.
Money is not real. I think that's the lesson that we can take away from this is that like money is actually not real, and that
like extremely fake.
We should steal power from rich people.
Not
even reclaim power from rich people. It's not stealing.
Wow, man. Yeah, I mean, they only have their power because of us. Yeah, this is.
How's GameStop doing? I feel like it's implicated in all of this at this point.
Is that GME?
Yawn.
Yawn. Only 10x its premium value. How dare it?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Ooh, did I crash the game? Why did the game crash? What happened? Dean says he is here for the absolute chaos. Yeah. What did I do? Wow, I just crashed the server. Fuck this up. I'm just gonna restart that. I don't know what happened.
Oh, wow. Object
Yeah.
on distance. I have no idea what could have gone.
Yeah, you know what? It's fine. I don't know what happened, but it's fine. Let's I'm gonna check some. Oh, okay. So when the turret aims at me now, the turret's blowing up because I think it also calls make bullet.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, I bet if I do a quick yarn type check here, we will find out quickly what the core problem is. But I can probably guess that it's a turret system.
I'm surprised LSP didn't find that for you.
LSP?
Sorry, the language server.
Oh, it doesn't seem to do jack until you open the file. Maybe
yeah,
mine
you
is.
Might be right. You might be right.
I mean, maybe I've got my things set too conservatively somehow.
I don't know how to make it more aggressive.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I did crash the game. Very, very reasonably.
Yes.
Thank you. Cool. So then in the shooter system, when we... Let's see. I guess, yeah, if message dot... We can do a if message dot change weapon. I'll just handle that right here.
Yeah.
Oh, and this has to be, I don't know, true? Dang, no implicit things.
I don't think it needs to be question mark. I think it can be always there, right? Because we are just setting it we're setting it every frame.
That is a great point. Cool.
And you get to reduce that diff size by 1.
I will happily take it. I love deleting question marks.
Yes.
Yep.
This is great
Always
kind of
false.
golfing that we're doing here.
Oh, cool. And this also works now because it's no longer undefined. Hooray! Boy, if we were doing code golf for this, that'd be really fun.
Always be golfing.
ABG, classic advice.
Can you scroll your chat up just a smidge? Or your chat window, make it. You can lower it a little bit, but it's just behind our faces right now.
Absolutely. How's that?
It's awesome.
Sweet. Yeah, we're gonna get our overlays going. I feel determined after 2 streams of this. It's all because
I think the chat overlay can go over our code, it being the least important thing. Or we could make the text translucent. So if you really cared, you'd kind of make out the code from behind the text.
We could also do like pop-ups for each message, so it pops up and then disappears, but at least there's like a little record of what we react to in the video.
But you want to be able to read the chat, and you're not always looking at it all the time, right?
That's true. I guess I want to not have to read the chat out loud for
maybe
for the transcript.
Instead of making a game, we should get into like desktop app widget design, because that seems to be our forte right now.
Yeah, I mean, let's. I know we started as a game, but maybe if we made some sort of like group chat app to plan the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would really help us out.
Yeah.
Or maybe a photo sharing site.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then 7 years later, you realize you're an enterprise software developer.
And then
I think that's where all paths lead, right?
Basically, I saw a friend of mine talk about that today. It was like you start off as a game, and then you make startup software, then you make consumer software, then you make enterprise software, and that's basically it's like the path for a lot of actual technology too, which is interesting.
Yeah. And then you get hacked by the Russian government.
Then you get hacked by the Russian government. Then
nothing happens to you.
Oh, zing! Then you invest all your money in Doge. That's what happens.
Yeah. Are all those people just going to fly to Mars? Is that what they're going to do with their massive economic power?
Please
what do they do
fly
with
to
their
Mars. Money? I mean, they could fly. I'm absolutely okay if they fly to Mars.
Yeah.
would be just great. I'm gonna update the shooter, and then the shooter is gonna take a bullet type. All right, how do we how do we rotate? If I put a third bullet type in here,
What is the enum value right now?
Great question.
Well, we can do the cheesy C style of this, which is to have a sentinel value at the end of the enum, which is, we call it bullet end. I'm not a huge fan of this.
That's so cheap. I love it.
And then when it becomes bullet end, we reset it back to 0, basically.
Okay, that's pretty funny. I do like that option. I was thinking I could do a mod on the length. Do bullet type ++ mod bullet type dot length.
The problem is there's no length, because bullet type is an object and not an array.
Well, like length of object dot keys then. But we do have
there's more than 2 keys, because it does the reverse mapping as well.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Then we'll do ++. I like it.
However, you could probably write a function that like does the math and call it like get size of int enum, and it would be correct all the time, although it would be slow.
Yep. See if there's an answer to this. By the way, Dean said that we should dig a very deep hole and push them in. I assume you mean rich people.
Yes.
Which I am very
or
into.
Martians, which is weird.
But future Martians and rich people are the same thing.
This is not a great solution. Like, I don't want to have to like count the keys on an object every frame when it's a constant.
We'll just divide by 2. Call it a day.
Well,
for
look,
stringing it.
we
No,
can
I'm
just
just fucking with
we
you.
can just add the sentinel value. Right?
Yeah.
That's just what that guy is doing there. Yeah,
it's great. I like it. That's really funny.
Everything sucks.
Damn just made up language.
We just tell TypeScript to export emit some value.
So here's what sucks. all of my places that use bullet type now are wrong. Oh no, because my records don't have to have a exhaustive list, do they? Because now these don't have a value for the sentinel. Fuck.
You can make them maps.
Yeah, okay.
It's a little bit of an awkward construction because the right hand side needs to be you do.
Shit, yeah. Right, I have to create it and then
and you can actually just pass in an array, I think.
Oh, an array of
array of tuples with keys and values as the tuples.
Gotcha.
That's what the nav constructor expects.
I can hand it an iterable, but it's not gonna accept this.
You can also pass in object.entries of this object, which is what I do elsewhere.
This is really silly.
Yeah, what object entries does is what I said. It makes an array, and it makes each element of the array a tuple of the key and the value.
Dean says doing this as a state machine is heckin'
I disagree, Dean.
I'm on Team Dean for this one, maybe because I started the other way. But let's see what we get.
It's a state machine because we don't necessarily have a motion that is describable as like a mathematical formula, right? You might just want it to wait 500 milliseconds at one speed value, and then just change that abruptly.
I'm doing a dumb
right
thing.
a lot of jump physics in 2D side scrollers is going to be a state machine and not straight like Newtonian parabolas.
I wonder if our state machine is something closer to ASDR though. I wonder if this is too generic. But yeah, I think let's
I think generic. I think I know what you're saying. Like right now, it's like we have like maximum control, right? Because we can just type whatever we want. But if we find that there's like a generic pattern, then we can make a generic pattern.
Yeah. I don't know if you were paying attention when I did, but I just defined art length.
I dig it.
We're only going to calculate once. My records keep working.
That is brilliant, actually, because that's what we would want TypeScript to emit, right? We'd want it to emit that thing.
It should override.
You just typed it, which is
it should add a key length to my enum that just contains that number. But
oh, you can do it.
Oh my god, can we just do bullet types?
Yeah.
I can just modify this? What the fuck? That seems so wrong. No, it won't. No, TypeScript won't let me do this.
Well,
JavaScript will. I'm gonna leave it alone.
It's really funny because bullet type is an object at the runtime. Like you can actually just like assign bullet type without any dot. Like it's just a value at runtime. I don't know how I'm not exactly sure how the type checker is treating that symbol, honestly. Because it does ultimately create a runtime symbol called bullet type that is an object.
I wonder. X equals bullet type plus. Let's see. This is silly. If next type greater than
it's going to be equal to, greater than or equal to.
Oh, yes, thank you. Next type is 0.
As bullet type.
No way. Oh, no. Oh, and this is... Wait, can't assign to bullet type?
Bullet type as number?
Nope. Plus is just in-place modification. Yeah. Does that work? Oh, man. That's really gnarly.
Here's the thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Eventually, maybe the controls for changing weapons will be different. Although, I don't know.
Yeah.
We probably will have some kind of weapon wheel. Do you want to do a weapon wheel? Like what? Like how do you actually want to change guns in this game?
I mean, this ain't bad, yeah. That is doing it, yeah.
Nice.
Normal bullet, rocket bullet, normal bullet, rocket bullet. We should maybe... I'm going to change some colors of these too if I can.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, that'll sure help me see the difference too. Bullet entity. Oh, yeah, so the color is just a thing we drop on here. We could totally do... I mean, this is visuals, but... Oh my gosh. System... Is the dog being shot? Yeah, the dog has a little kick.
It's a little kick to the guns.
Yeah, just like and the other dogs get knocked.
Imagine a cute little Shiva holding a shotgun. He would surely, be pushed backwards.
When it
I believe this is Newton's third law that we are implementing here.
Yeah, it sort of pops out. He's sneezing basically. This dog sneezes
Yes.
bullets. Oh, I really want to fix that head.
Do you think our particle aesthetic is ever going to change, or do you think it's just going to be triangles?
I still want...
You want textures.
I want some textures, but the triangles work really well.
The triangles look pretty good.
It'd be nice to have some circle particles too, and I think that's easier with a texture on a quad.
What looks good with the wireframe aesthetic?
I mean, triangles look really good.
Okay.
Triangles, I think circles are allowed though, but I do like that it sort of matches the straight edginess of... I mean, this tree with the wireframe came out really good.
Yeah,
shockingly. This is like... this is our algorithm. The turrets also look good. These are all our algorithm unmodified, right? Like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog's a little weird, but the dog is... we need a more triangular...
The dog is immaculate.
We need a more triangular dog. That's all.
Okay. Can we Google low poly dog?
That's how we got into this mess. And this is a low poly dog. That definition just seems to be...
But we were specifically looking for a Shiba, were we not?
I don't think so. I think Dean did this to us.
Okay, that's true. He's He's the guy behind the guys.
The guy behind the guys. And you're welcome. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
All right, record bullet type to a number. Are you really? It's just a near assigned value. Vec4, I might as well make this a number, and not have to do any more math. Uno. And this is colors type. Bullet color.
You might need to do a splat on that.
Ooh, indeed I might.
But you could also do a vec4. No, this is fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Figure it out. Or you could make it a bullet type to vec4 and just do vec4.create inside the map itself, inside the record itself, rather.
Ooh, Dean, that's a really good question. Dean says, I'm wondering if you could represent your state machine as a curve and basically draw it as a Bezier curve and then convert that to pure math. That's a really good question. Perhaps as the ultimate expression of what the system turns into. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure. You could just like an envelope is basically the same thing as an ease curve, right? And you can make an ease curve.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
It just depends on like how easy, like what is the easiest thing for you to express, right?
But now it really looks like he's shooting boogers.
It's because they're also really slow when they start off.
Yeah, you really get to see them. Yeah, I'm into this. Jeff, I hope post-pandemic that you and Dean get to meet up in real life.
I hope so too.
I feel like y'all two will really get along.
Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, we have.
I will say that if and when we do move to a big boys engine, we're gonna. It's like one thing to swim in your own shit and another to swim in other people's shit, right? And we will appreciate how easy it is to make a particle emitter in a new engine, but then like we're gonna be mowing the amount of time it takes to actually build the game and run it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I like this engine. Our engine is good. Our engine's gonna need a name eventually. We're gonna spend a whole stream on that at some point.
Shiba-kun.
The Shiba engine to match the Dragon engine. Is there a Shiba engine?
Dragon engine?
That's the Yakuza one.
Oh.
Yeah, nobody's patented the Shiba engine yet.
I think that you know how Iron Maiden has an album called Iron Maiden and has a song called Iron Maiden on it? I think that the Yakuza company is the same way. Like their actual Japanese name, I believe, is Ryuga Gotoku, which is like a dragon.
Like a dragon. I didn't realize until I started playing Zero that the game is also called Like a Dragon, and that the newest game is also called Like a Dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the engine is called. Well, I guess it's just straight up. Dragon,
it's not like a dragon. It is a dragon.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna turn this little state machine on because this is easy enough. This type probably needs to be something more complicated, like number or a record of a number to a number.
Why don't we do just the second one and let it be empty for... Oh, because we have to define a value.
No? I mean, we could do this or null.
Or undefined, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that worked.
This didn't work. This is property 0 is missing, but I can do undefined.
Okay, that's... Yeah.
If
that feels a little better.
Yeah, I accept that. That is totally manageable. Cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the table makes sense now because we're only doing this for rockets, right? The sort of staged acceleration, and or the stage change in velocity.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good point because since we have lifespan, actually, then constant acceleration is lifetime greater than X, and then it's either like 0 or 20, or like 5 or 20 or something.
Yeah, I think we've only got a couple stages.
Yep. So maybe let's take this out of the equation for now.
Okay.
Because you're right, this is just the rocket system.
Yeah.
Yeah, this actually, I sort of, yeah, it's interesting. Oh, whatever. This works out just fine.
Yeah, and I think we don't need to get too hung up on the implementation.
Yeah.
Because I think the effect that we're going for is like something that's like starts off really slow and then gets really fast, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can we make the rocket yellow?
Yeah.
It might be easier to see over the grass.
Totally. What is RGB yellow?
Red and green at the same time. Is it? Or is that brown?
Survey says, wow, we're really slow. Nope, that's yellow.
Okay. I feel like if you take 2 crayons and you draw red over green,
then you get brown. Yeah.
then you get brown. Is that subtractive color or is that just crayon color? what is the color system at play there?
Oh gosh, I used to actually know that shit. Great question. Constant.log bullet.lifetime. I'm not actually sure what kind of number I'm looking at here. Okay, quite small. Oh, and this acceleration tile size, is tile size just 1? God damn it! Why am I multiplying anything by that?
Well, originally it was like not clear.
It was 32. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that, and then we'll go into like, I don't know, 10. All right, come back, dog. Okay.
We're not updating the lifetime, are we? Or
we are adding DT to it.
we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bullet.lifetime. Oh, these are backwards.
Oh, it slows down. I see.
Yeah. It slows down really fast. Right, that's actually pretty cool.
Can we turn the first one up to like
Yeah. You want speedy Von Bullet here. Let's go. Ah, that's sick actually. Yeah, okay.
And the other cool thing about doing a straight up state machine here would be like once it hits the second stage, you could add another particle emitter that like flares the.
Holy shit! Yeah, we could. Okay, yeah, that's neat. That's really neat. These bullets definitely feel different. Wow, this sucker is fast now. What is the speed? Oh, because it's. All right, 60 times tile size over 3 is just 20 times tile size, damn it. Who did this? It was me.
All roads lead to the end.
Yeah, I know what happened. So there's bullets, and then there's some... Oh, they do just pop off, yeah.
And can you actually increase the 0.2 to like 0. What happens if it's like 0. Yeah, like half a second even? Oh, I kind of like that effect. I like something that's like hard to use but powerful. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should. It makes you wait for that shot to land. Yeah. And this would be really great. I think maybe this needs to be like more like 3.
Okay. Yeah.
It needs to move a little bit. I mean, that's fun. We can tweak it, but that's really fun. It looks really sick. It has like a nice impact to it. All right, we got this. if we want to put a particle emitter on the end of this thing, how the hell do we do that?
Yeah. So, well, we probably needed to solve this problem anyways because the muzzle flare currently doesn't follow the tank, right?
Oh, right. I think we started down that path and then forgot about it.
Yeah.
Oh, before I do that, then
Yes.
I was gonna say I could put a piece of text in the UI to tell you what you're shooting, but it's actually pretty obvious right now.
Oh, you're saying like let's have a HUD?
I mean, at the very least, I was gonna put in the debug thing, but
That's cool too.
yeah, actually, you know what? That raises a question for me. Whatever happened to our HUD? I'm gonna go on a weird tangent here, but
it's
yeah.
it's dead. There's a HUD under systems. You can see it if you scroll up.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's because this is some Canvas 2D shit. Damn. The debug draw though, this info up here runs on a Canvas 2D overlaid on our Canvas 3D, right?
It does. We have a Canvas 2D still.
Cool. I wonder if we can bring this back.
Yeah.
Is this still running? The system's still going? I love it.
I don't think we're updating it necessarily.
Oh. Player health.
It wouldn't be in simulate because, yeah, I guess we're just exporting it.
Yep. Oh yeah, we had some. We had
client,
it in render.
Yeah, it might be a client only. It might be like a client only type thing. Oh yeah. Oh, it was in the renderer.
It was in the. Yeah, it was part of the render loop.
Yeah.
That's okay.
This game is weird.
This game's pretty weird. Yeah. I'm gonna. All right. I want something back here, and I think this is a good start to maybe return that. Total tangent, but how is our debug draw? What has our 2D context? I guess. It's all in here. Do we have a client render manager that has a render 2D? That's awesome. Oh, so we can just draw this thing again. We've come full circle, basically.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I love that this thing also just forgot to take a renderer at some point. How did that happen?
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, me neither. Oh gosh, all this primitive stuff. Okay, we actually lost all our primitives, so I'm going to comment this back out. Let's move on.
Okay.
That's a little too hard to take in on a lark. That's
did we lose all of our primitives? We're rendering text somehow. Like what is text rendering? I can't even remember what it was.
Okay.
If you go to render 2D, if you just like go to the symbol, yeah, I mean all this stuff is there. So.
Oh, cool. Now it's a primitive 2D. All right, I'm slightly convinced. This just becomes primitive 2D.
Yeah, and then I feel like sim state is no longer relevant anymore because like sim state, this is not going to be part of the simulation, right? The HUD is like purely like
that's right.
Display immediate mode stuff.
Yeah, it's really just getting this renderer that we need to do,
and we can just pass it in, right?
Yep. Renderer. Nice. And then, yeah, the question is where in here do we actually get to render? Where's our update function? Sim update, debug drawer update. Oh, render manager update. Oh, shit. Okay, this all just kind of happens, huh? An update in here. That's right, because this is all tied. Oops. Let's go here. Is there a missing like get renderables in the render? There is.
Well, there just wasn't a I think what we're looking at is passing a second renderables object on line 66 called, or even like even after the worldview transform, because like the first two arguments have to do with 3D rendering,
Yep.
and then we'd have like renderable 2Ds or something like that.
Yeah.
Renderables 2D.
2D,
I'd like 2 Whoppers Junior, please.
And gosh, do these actually take a renderable? Render 2D takes a renderable 2D. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah. So that means that maybe the HUD, rather than passing the renderer into it, it returns a renderable or something.
Renderables.
Like that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds right. And then this, and this is the same thing, isn't it? It's for const r of renderables 2D. Cool. All right. Well, sorry for the tangent, but I'm actually happy to see this thing come back.
Oh yeah.
This. Oh yeah, we can do this dot. Oh no. Systems dot. We don't have systems here, do we?
Probably this dot sim dot get renderables 2D.
Fair
And
enough.
that doesn't exist. Yeah, it's just we're just drilling holes. That's all.
Just
we
drill.
do.
I mean, whatever. Let's drill them.
There's a wall inside a wall that was inside the wall, and we got to drill a hole through all of them.
Yeah.
Is not being a computer programmer just the equivalent of being a carpenter like 100 years ago?
It's got to be, right?
Solid
like,
paying, middle class job.
I just make tables all day. Yeah.
Exactly.
Sim dot get renderables. Do I need to define this?
Get renderables 2D? Yeah, it doesn't exist.
I mean, I just defined it, but
Oh, is it still
this?
complaining?
Oh, it's complaining about a comma, maybe. Maybe someone forgot a comma. It was me.
That's why we should be writing a CoffeeScript. You didn't have to add commas into those situations.
It's remarkable that this whole thing is actually still rendering, frankly. For all the holes I just drilled into it.
Oh, ye of little faith, you're a master at this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I have been doing this for a hot minute, so... What's below?
I
What's
honestly
between?
think if I did something for 10,000 hours, I'd be really shit at it still.
I mean, I am. It's programming. What's the difference? What's between artisan and master? Not journeyman. Journeyman's bad.
I would settle to be called an artisan. I think I would settle for that. Like, isn't artisan like doesn't it have the connotation of elite skill in our culture nowadays? Like artisan bread, artisanal, artisanal kombucha made in my bathtub.
Okay, that's fair. This player number, and then the player health bar. Oops, get out of here.
You might as well. Yeah, I like exactly where you're going. You might as well just decompose that sim state into two arguments. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Because we don't have a sim state.
Yeah, exactly.
And then render. It's actually none of this. We just return.
Yes.
These
Look
objects.
at this.
I like the way this comes out. Actually, This is nice.
It's just data, man. It's all just data.
It's just data. Fill. It's just data, but it's quite red data. Oh, because this is not supposed to return. This is supposed to return renderables 2D.
Renderable 2D array. Yeah. Singular.
Renderable. Yeah, that does make sense. Why would someone pluralize the type? Who knows? All right. Well, it doesn't render, but that's fine. Oh, I didn't pass min yet. Hang on. One more. Is that player number? Or whatever. Get out of here.
It might crash. We'll see.
Might.
Oh shit.
Or I might just turn the health bar back on.
We have a billion hit points, but
It's working.
oh fuck.
Yeah.
We've got a HUD.
I mean,
I'm always just impressed at how quickly this goes. You just drill those holes through the walls and the walls inside of those walls and the walls inside of those walls.
And the best part is I think it all still type checks too.
Yeah.
Cool.
The
Okay.
type checker is like low key the star of the show. This is
Really
basically
is.
a Twitch stream that is an advertisement for TypeScript, and Microsoft isn't even paying us.
Introduce more glitches. Oh man, I know, right? Some of the glitches have been so good all on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a tiny photo album of them on my phone, and I'm very, very happy with them.
Yeah.
I look at them sometimes for fun.
Spent
But don't judge me.
I'm not judging you.
I mean, you can judge.
I'm entertained by your banter. That's why I chuckle.
Weapon.ts. Alright. All the same shit. This looks it up and it's fine. And then shooter. The glitches are the spice. I mean, I would be really interested in making a glitch-based game too, or like games that have glitchy as the aesthetic. That would be really.
Did you play Randy Ballman, Municipal Abortionist?
I'm sorry. What the fuck?
We talked about this before. You know the guy who did Knee-Dog and Fly Wrench, right? Mark Essen.
Oh, I'm familiar. I've seen this guy before. Yeah.
This game was friggin' fantastic. I don't know if he's still distributing it, but
it's on itch. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck? Cool.
It's Windows only. What kind of bullshit is that?
This
game is great.
And it's 404s on his.
Yeah, 4 stars.
What the fuck? Okay. Yeah. This looks like a time.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a combination of some of his other games that he made, but
wow. Wait, what else does he have? His itch is very strange. I am 18 or older. I don't know what I'm signing up for here. Why is this 18 plus? What happens?
There's simulated drinking.
Fair. You saw Disco Elysium is banned in Australia.
Oh, really? Why?
Because drugs help your stats.
Oh.
They disallow. Did he make? Is Nidhogg just a one-man game and it's this guy?
Yeah, it's just this guy.
Damn, Nidhogg is good.
I never played it. I met this guy.
Oh man, yeah.
At E3 one year, and I was a big fan of Randy Balma and Fly Wrench. And
I remember you loving Fly Wrench. Yeah.
And so I sat at his booth for like half an hour trying to make super awkward conversation, and that was like my one fan experience in my life. Trying to make friends with a guy who makes video games.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Look up Catacombs of Solaris. All right, I'm interested. Holy shit. Oh no, is this a maze game like this? Oh,
yeah,
I would die.
It looks like a seizure in a zip file.
Oh, look at that. Whoa.
It's just one of those like hyperbolic math games.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh, holy shit, that is wild. Yeah, it looks like it's like occasionally snapshotting the thing you're looking at and like reapplying it at the wrong perspective. It's the thing that Superliminal did not enough of.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. This is gonna hurt me later.
Yeah. It kind of does look like a shader mistake, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. I think there's a mind bending tag on itch, but like mind bending is only from the developer's own description. Though VVV
there might be too
is
many
perfect.
Games. There might be too many games.
Of course there are, but that's okay.
There was a Humble Bundle for.
Whoa, man!
Was it the Black Lives Matter? It was some kind of like tragedy turned into charity giving event.
Oh, that sounds about right. Yeah.
And Humble Bundle had like we'll sell you 2,000 games for like a $50 donation to Black Lives Matter or something like that.
That was Itch. I bought that. Yeah. There's also a ton of assets in there. It's great.
And it took me like 20 minutes to just click through the catalog of those games.
Oh, yeah.
Let alone play any of them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, this game looks pretty sweet.
This also looks like a shader glitch, but like in a really neat way.
Yeah. Reminds me of Unfinished Swan a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, Catacombs of Solaris is in here. A classic glitch phobia. I'm not afraid of glitches. Man, yeah, we could spend all day on Itch. Someday we're gonna be on Itch. There's a tag way to navigate Itch. I mean, like self-reported tags. Our tags would be Shiba and snot bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Less snotty now. Looks really cool though.
Yeah.
You can really see the effect on the bullet too. I want to redesign this thing. I think it needs to be less polyful.
The bullet itself.
The bullet itself, yeah. Yeah. What am I trying to do? I am trying to print the weapon type up here. Which I guess we can just do as a text primitive. I should look at, yeah. And text. Oh, this is so nice. I can't believe this stuff is still in here.
Yeah, we had a whole game before this game.
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
I don't know when we broke it. I think it was 3D. We had multiplayer first before we went 3D.
We did, yeah.
That's the ordering.
Yeah, which was pretty neat actually. I'm gonna steal some of your other 2D.txt stuff. Yeah. Whatever. Style white. You know what? Serif. We have a pause.
Can we do impact? Does that font exist?
Absolutely. I mean, you tell me, but I bet it does. Text is shooter.bullet type, and then that's it.
I think you can do bullet type bracket shooter.bullet type, and that'll give you the string.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Something like that.
It's going to be the variable name, but whatever.
It's a start.
Yeah.
Cool. And then in the client sim player health bar, where is this coming up? Weapon system dot. I mean,
you could put these all in the array brackets and then just do the ... in front of each of them, right?
Oh yeah, I could. Yep. System dot, and I'll add this to system. These are really stretching my notion of. I kind of want to break these out of systems.
They're not
at
really
some
systems.
point.
I agree.
Yeah, weapon display. Yep. And then, but we're gonna put them here. And then I'm gonna rename this sucker to weapon display because that's a better name. Okie doke. Oh yeah, that's totally there. It's totally an impact, and it's just off the screen. Let's see. H-line is text.min.
Yep.
There. What more could you want?
That's brilliant.
Sweet.
I want drop shadow on my impact, but
oh, I mean, it's CSS. Can we just do that?
It's not CSS. This is I think this is like the canvas text rendering.
Oh, fair enough. And then also .min. See what that says. Yeah, cool. That's perfect. Yeah, that's all I
like it. Can we blow up the font size a little bit?
Absolutely.
Can we also do a 2 uppercase?
Oh, yeah.
Or 2 upper. What is it?
I think it's 2 uppercase. Standard. Okay,
Yes.
it's not really impact if it's not to uppercase.
Exactly. That's. I was feeling a lack,
A lack of impact.
a lacuna in my soul.
Okay, cool. All right, so back to the pre-tangent thought. How do we put emitters
Wait, what were
on?
we doing? I don't remember.
We're about to put emitters on this thing, but I really wanted to see what the text was, what the weapon I was shooting was.
Yes.
And then I realized we had a health bar.
Okay. So
Yeah,
this is the exciting design challenge of the night, is how
Yep.
we actually go about threading this value through.
That is great. Well, maybe on our what is this? The bullet is an entity. I wonder if this is something that's like sort of true to all entities at this point. God, what is our? Do we even have a notion of a single entity anymore? We always have entity components. Okay.
This is the thing that we use to
I guess I was wondering.
create the. I think this is just there to It's just like a communication medium. This doesn't actually get stored anywhere.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to think if we wanted to hand something a emitter ID of some sort for it to go and update a property later on.
Yeah. So the emitters all get stored inside the particle system, and they're totally orphaned from the rest of the game. They're like n levels away from the things that created it. Right? Because
Yep.
the ordering is, we have our simulation logic, which generates frame events, which get consumed by a side effect function. The side effect function creates emitters, and then injects them into the particle system. And the particle system is like totally divorced from the simulation by, again, like
Yeah.
5 different firewalls. So
Which was a good abstraction. Oh man, where'd my mouse go?
we could.
Hang on, I think my mouse just died. I'm gonna get a new one. Why do we need
This-
new computers?
Witness this excess. My mouse died. He just throws it out the window and just like pulls another one. Just like unwraps it from its Amazon box.
We know you have to like turn those Apple mice upside down to charge them. I just throw it in the trash.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's dead. It's dead.
Okay. Gosh, right. This is.
I think my mouse actually takes AA, just like a single AA battery, and I just
My-
replace it every.
Mine does too. It's one of these like ergonomic ones. I think the double A
Oh,
just
yeah, similar type thing.
just gave out. Yep. Yeah, it's nice. It's a good hand shape. All that XML is going to our heads. Thanks, Dean.
That XLM, yeah.
XLM. Oh yeah, XML. I wish that should not go to my head. That's no bueno. Yeah. Are we holders of millions of lumens? Dozens? I don't even know anymore. I mean, we're holders of none technically.
We are paid in an amount that scales by the price of lumens.
Yeah.
So we don't really own lumens.
Let me tell you, these fake lumens made my taxes a huge pain in the butt. But I did solve the problem.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was the issue? They withheld, right?
They withheld. Did you ever exercise any of your options?
I did.
Yeah, so did I. And it turns out that the bucket I exercised and the bucket I didn't are being handled by 2 completely different companies. So I had to find the missing tax documents. And that's why one form had some stuff in it. I was like, these numbers don't add up. And they actually report. I mean, I don't know if maybe you might have got this wrong too. They reported everything up to 2021. They reported 2019 through 2021 into a single 2020 tax year.
Luckily, I exercised multiple tranches. The cost basis was the same the entire time.
Yes, same, which is really
And
helpful.
I was in capital gains for all of them by the time that the liquidity event occurred.
Yep.
And welcome to Jeff and Dom's Finance Podcast.
That'd be.
Today's topic is Silicon Valley equity payments.
What if we started a podcast too?
I think this is kind of a podcast.
This is kind of a podcast.
Yeah. I think the back and forth banter format of the podcast is my favorite type. I'm not a huge fan of the produced NPR style or Gimlet Media style podcast.
I agree.
Although we could use more music and sound effects, mostly of
Well,
the meowing cat variety.
oh, we still haven't gotten a soundboard together. I'd put my cats in a soundboard.
Beer, 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 beer. That's basically how it would be, right?
Shit. Yeah, I'm sure there's an app for this.
Yes, Dean, we're talking about chain.
Yeah,
the T-shirt that I believe, yes, that Dom is repping right now.
It's still a cool T-shirt.
It was a great logo. That company did nothing if not fantastic aesthetics. That was the whole company.
Yeah, they nailed the aesthetics.
Like the white papers looked really good.
I know.
Fonts were amazing. What is it? Nitty grotesque.
Nitty grotesque. Yeah, I'm still proud of some of those sweet designs we put together.
And now it's just been totally cannibalized by random crypto speculator people.
Yeah, I thought this site actually got taken down, but
somebody bought it.
Somebody bought it.
Yeah, somebody bought it.
Documentation. You can't get to the sequence docs anymore. That's totally down.
Oh,
that's too bad. Yeah, man, I
made domain name too.
I made some beautiful shit for this sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the white paper, but that ain't here. Whew, I'm really glad that we are no longer on this website. Oh shit. Yeah, thank goodness.
I thought like the office, go to careers. Does it not have? Oh, they took down the pictures of the sunny office.
Yeah, that's fine by me. Yeah, but it took 6 months, and in some really strange machinations, like the company that acquired us managed to do so without spending money. They were like, "We'll sell you some lumens on a regular
didn't
basis."
Didn't we find the company that moved into our office afterwards, and they had an office photo, and it had Ryan in it?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
What was that company?
But they used a picture of us in their office as their office photo. It was weird. I mean, maybe we're still there, and
it was a company. It was actually a cool idea for a company. It was like a UI widget design, like API thing.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody did buy our company in lumens. Yes, it was actually the lumens company that bought our company.
Yeah, they printed some of their own money, and then we gave them our company for some of their own money that they printed. Correct. I mean, the nice thing is, like, I've got like a car payment out of it. Like,
yeah,
as you know,
yeah, we are bizarre beneficiaries of. It's like one of those like kind of like Tarantino derivative movies where like everybody dies in it, but then like the hapless, like everyman beta protagonist like ends up with like a small pittance that he can go and like pay his rent with. That is us in this story.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
And all like the talented, good-looking gunslinger types are all dead because they killed each other.
This is such a good description of this job. Fuck. Oh, shit.
No, actually, I take it back because a lot of the chain alumni are still in the blockchain space. I believe Bob is now a gazillionaire from Coinbase.
I was gonna say, yeah, whoever got the Coinbase IPO did real good. I think it was Bob. Yeah, we did hide under the table and miraculously stumble away. Everyone else went back into crypto, and I think is still cryptoing. Which, to be fair, they all love. Like, the crypto folks love crypto.
NFTs.
Oh man, I wish I had. Not, I kind of don't. I don't wish I had another one of those fights in me. But like, man, NFTs are weird.
Yeah, we're doing well. We've got these cute little dogs and cute little triangles.
Oh, I think I have made the correct choices in my life. Jeff, you just got a little quieter, by the way. I don't know if you leaned away from the mic.
I've been doing that back and forth.
Okay.
I think it doesn't take much, right? It's pretty quiet right now.
Yeah, I guess not.
Pretty quiet right now.
Pretty quiet.
And it's probably a little bit better right now.
Oh, much better. The mic is solid. Yeah. What a surprise.
My gain is really low.
Okay, well, while this is all happening, I was just looking for our.
So you don't hear the screams that are happening like just 5 feet behind me.
My gain must be turned up because the cat meows come through loud and clear. All right, I was just looking for this. Took me a second to find it, but yeah, our create emitter set. function. Do we make a function that just is a loop over the thing we pass into it? Okay. We just didn't want
to. Well, we'd have to copy that loop everywhere. If
we do it in a lot of places. Yeah,
because the emitter set is actually each particle emitter that we define in the JSON file is actually an array of emitters, right?
Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we handed an origin, an orientation, and it doesn't know about its entity.
So,
I know.
One thing that we could do is we can create a new component that actually knows about the emitters.
Mm-hmm.
Like the emitter bag.
You think a brand new component specifically around that? Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, basically, sorry, go ahead.
I was I was thinking about handing it to the bullet component, the tank or the player component, like sort of hand each one its own emitters sort of as it wants them. Less generic, more just sort of like shove it in there.
I know what you mean. That is a good thing, except I don't care about the emitter state from a rollback perspective.
Mm-hmm. Great point. And by the time we get here too, we have entity ID and we won't really, I'm sure we could figure out.
But the bullet system is the only one that knows how to update the origin and orientation, right? It's like the person that created the emitter is the one that cares about it. So maybe you're right that it should just be part of the component, right?
Rollback is a huge waste of time though.
But it's only going to be like a UUID, right? It's going to be a string copy every time we roll back.
So that's right. Yeah, because our add emitter should. We're just going to put a string there. Yep. Okay. And oh gosh, and we're going to roll back. We're going to change the emitter position per frame. Emitter position is actually part of rollback and simulation, so this does need to. Well, it needs to be at least in that system. But oh boy.
Well, it's the bullet system that's going to care, right? So who creates the emitter right now? Oh, I see. It's in the side effect thing.
It's in the side effects. Yeah. Yeah. We create in the side effects.
This sucks.
It kind of sucks. I think I'm with you on the entity wants an emitter bag, because I mean, basically what we have
here is... How does the entity do the deduping, though?
Maybe it doesn't matter.
It does, because...
Does the entity need to do deduping?
Well, okay. If the entity has a reference to the emitter...
Mm-hmm. If it has the same reference multiple times, it just does.
Yeah, but how does it have the same reference? It doesn't know. Like, when we roll back, it's going to create a brand new emitter, and it'll be a different reference every time, right?
Oh, and if we roll back, actually, it just won't get recreated because the emitter dedupe log is... But so in that case, if we give it an entity bag, can we just not do rollback on that component type? Because the bullet is an entity that will have an emitter bag of whatever it wants to modify, and the bullet system can reach into its entities.
We have to roll back the bullet.
Yeah.
But we don't need to worry about rolling back the emitter state, but we do want to know how to access the emitter that we care about.
Access. Well, let's. That's a good point. Could we operate on a one emitter? Oh, it's emitter set. There's actually gonna be like 4 emitters every time, huh? Bummer.
I mean, it's tricky. If what we're trying to do is doable, is it doable?
I think so. Let's...
The other thing that we can... The other thing that we can do that... Okay, you're going to laugh at me because this is way too complicated, but...
Okay, bring it on.
we have a system where a component that like has the ability to fuck, this is hard. Is there like basically what we can say is like, let's say you have like a map globally. Let's just say there's like a table globally. It's a global variable you can like everybody can read, everybody can write to.
Mm-hmm.
And when a bullet, let's just assume that a bullet only has one emitter on it.
Mm-hmm.
It can write into this table saying bullet ID hyphen. So it's bullet hyphen and then the entity ID, and then it just writes its position into that table. And then also when it generates the event for shooting or something like that, it also says I am my like position key is like bullet entity ID whatever.
Yeah. Yes. That's kind of what I was thinking. Is actually, I mean, we could put an accessor into the particle system that's like, give me the emitters for bullet X, and we could index on that essentially. So the particle system will keep track of what's there. I guess it's a lot of deletion to worry about and a lot of finding if there's a bunch of emitters. So you're thinking that if you write into this table, as we loop through the entities, we actually just look for that key. As we loop through the emitters, we just check for that emitter's key in the table. And it's like, well, this one's got to change. We're going to change your position.
Yeah, I think what I'm saying is that we create a little, we create another event system. It's basically what I'm saying.
Yep.
Where sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, we can at least like write it into the particle system itself. Like that global can be in there. It'll be a contained event system. That's not the worst thing ever.
The only reason why like it's not great to put it on the particle system is that and I'm only asking for like one layer of indirection, but the thing that's bad about putting it on the particle system is that the server doesn't have it. And so you're either going to have to create a mock thing that the server doesn't know about, or
sure, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I think what I was going to propose is having something that is agnostic to who consumes its data, but that the bullet system will write into, saying like, hey, I'm bullet ID 5, and the particle information that's important about me is this position in this orientation. And then on the particle system side, the particle system says, oh, this emitter is tagged additionally with this metadata that says bullet ID 5. So I'm going to look inside this global mailbox event system, like new thing, and I know that that mailbox is tagged by whatever ID, and then it contains like an origin and an orientation.
Yeah, and that's actually, I think
it's like a central message bus for emitter information.
And what's nice is that we can write to that with the bullet ID as many times as we want.
Correct.
Because we're going to resimulate, and then at the end of render, the particle emitter will read from it.
Oh yeah, it'll be like I think exactly what you're saying. It'll be correct by the end of the frame.
Yeah. Okay, that seems pretty reasonable.
Okay.
Happy 9 p.m.
Yes, it is 9 p.m. I'm kind of giddy with the sense that we're teetering on the edge of complexity right now. But
I mean, let's. I'm gonna just sketch some classes out here.
Yeah.
Export, or let's see. What do we have? We don't want. I mean, really, this could just be like a map that we export, right? Like this doesn't have to be that smart.
Or is this just another frame event, and we can pass the frame events into the particle system?
That's interesting. The frame event is bullet move. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the side effect handler could handle it, right?
The side effect handler could handle it in client sim. Frame event Dean says the terrain needs an update to be as pretty as the autumn leaves. I mean, that's a really good point.
Well, it'd be a bunch of grass, right? We'd have a grass.
Man knows what's up.
If the terrain updated, that'd be interesting. What would that actually mean? I think it would mean that the terrain would change over time, right? Not just visually.
Oh, but like to match the seasons, calendar time, or
we could totally do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just autumnal here, and we need to. I mean, maybe it's time to change these to pink particles and go full cherry blossom season. Update the trees, do a little spring.
Yeah,
because this ain't fall. But you're saying so if we add a frame event type for bullet move.
I think we can get to this point, but I think that idea is going to be hard to. It's going to be hard to write from the outset. I think another way we can think of this is like, let's look at the particle system and figure out how we might want to update the emitters inside of it, right?
Yeah, because actually we need to be able to address these by, well, we need to store metadata. And what is on this sucker?
Yeah, or when we pass the emitter in, it's accompanied by a list of metadata or a key. The key can either live on the emitter object itself, or it's just like another piece of object that so it's another string that that the particle system tags or indexes the emitter with.
Yeah. New base. Okay. Yeah, I think somewhere in here. I think we do need to have that. Okay.
Yeah, more or less what we're doing is we're attaching some string that the bullet system can deterministically generate given a particular bullet.
Yep.
That doesn't change on resim, right? Because we want it to be the same value every single time.
Now, is that... is entity ID deterministic? It's not.
Entity ID is deterministic.
Even will it be updated if we get like if we both fire, if I fire 3 bullets and then I get a message that says you fired 3 frames earlier, my ID changes. The ending ID is deterministic, but the predicted one is not.
And then. Yeah, but the original particle emitter is the one that is actually going to be on screen. You're right.
That's yeah. So that's a bit of a problem. Maybe. Well, since it's client state, maybe we can just punt on it. No, I was gonna say we could give like the player a counter that we increment and decrement based on bullets and have it be local only. That's pretty annoying though. God, the fact that we delete these bullets 15 times is really a pain.
Well, I think the problem is that the particle system is not part of that, right? Like if the particle system was like, if like every single triangle in the particle system was like implicated in that system, we actually wouldn't have to worry about this, right? We could just like keep the particle system as part of the whole like rollback thing.
Yep, but it's nice that it's not. It's very fast.
It wouldn't scale. Yeah. All right, let's noodle on this a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like this is solvable.
I think so too. Yeah, we can make that happen. I see all the problems though. Okay, sweet. Hell yeah. Happy Thursday.
Yes. All right, I'm going to stop the stream. Dean, once again, awesome having you on the stream.
Have a great night, dude. See you later.